After making countless videos about the ins and outs of the Super Mario Bros. Franchise, I'm now interested in looking at the weirdest aspects of the Plumbers' history, which has led me to discover some really weird stuff I never knew about. One of these topics are the different types of games, other than his own, that the mustachioed main character appeared in, leading me in creating today's video about the weirdest Mario crossover games ever. Here you'll see some strange titles that Mario, or other characters from his universe, have appeared in. Oh yeah, and before I get started, my name is Copycat, and if you haven't yet then please subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button, and I do now have a join button where you can become a member and support me in making videos for years to come. The first game we're going to look at in this video is actually one I had never heard about called Fortune Street, which is a board game style Wii title that has playable characters from the Dragon Quest and Super Mario Bros. Franchises. From the Japanese Itataki Street series that never quite caught on in North America, the gameplay follows a very Monopoly-like style, where you buy properties and force the other players to pay you a set amount if they land on them. Unfortunately, this isn't a Mario Party title, and it doesn't extend to mini-games at the end of each round, so the Mario characters are only really there for aesthetic purposes only, and otherwise make no difference in the game's gameplay. Before we move on, I want to mention the most recent strange crossover title that everyone probably remembers in the Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle that came out for the Switch in 2017. Not only is this a weird mashup between worlds, but the gameplay is in a turn-based style which is completely out of place for both franchises. They try to explain this mashup by saying that the rabbits were in their time washing machine, which malfunctioned and transported them into the Mushroom Kingdom. Either way, the game actually turned out to be pretty fun, even if it's strange that these two series collided, as the Rabbids games are usually made by Ubisoft, but after they presented the idea to Miyamoto, he and Nintendo loved it and decided to greenlight this somewhat surprising title. One of the first times I remember Mario showing up in a weird crossover title was with NBA Street Volume 3, where in the GameCube version you can play as him, along with Luigi and Peach. This is definitely an odd sight, especially if you're using these Nintendo characters against NBA Legends, as there's an obvious difference in size, but they can still oddly jump the same height. This appearance stemmed from a deal that EA had with Nintendo, where they could include their intellectual property in a few sports-based games. Another title that would include the three characters, that was released later that year in 2005, is SSX On Tour. In this trick-based snowboarding game, the only other thing that was added for the GameCube players was a new racetrack called Nintendo Village. The setting of this course, however, doesn't have much to do with any Nintendo properties, but does oddly have pictures of collectibles and items that just seems a bit lazy by the designers. One of Mario's strangest appearances as a non-playable character was in a game called PacMan Vs. for the GameCube. This multiplayer-based game has one player hooking up their Game Boy Advance via link cable to the GameCube to control Pac-Man, where the other three use regular controllers playing as ghosts. Where Mario comes into play is as the game's announcer, not showing up anywhere else other than commentating on the action.
Watch out! Pac-Man ate the power pellet! No! Fruit appeared! Oh no!
The only reason these two universes collided at that time is due to Shigeru Miyamoto's creation of a Pac-Man themed tech demo that showed off how the portable and home consoles could be linked. After it was shown off at a few game conventions, Namco was pleased with the feedback it received and allowed Nintendo to fully finish the product. This was never meant to be extremely popular, as in Japan it was only released as a prize for Club Nintendo members, and in North America, you could only buy it as a bundle with a few other games. One title that I actually never heard about that includes a character from the Mario realm is called Captain Rainbow, that was released in Japan in 2008 for the Wii. This strange game is about Captain Rainbow's TV ratings going down, so he has to travel to a mysterious island that grants you wishes to salvage the show. Oddly, the Mario character Birdo appears in this game, which is definitely a questionable pick for an appearance, but it fits the strange theme of this title. Apparently, Birdo has become attractive and popular with all the boys on the island. Although this character has a very deep male voice, which promotes the background of Birdo being both male and female, or a cross-dresser. To be honest, this game is really just strange in general, and was scheduled to be released in the Western markets, but for some reason that didn't happen, and honestly you could probably read between the lines why. Another strange series that Mario has appeared in that I had actually never heard about is the Puzzle & Dragons franchise, where Super Mario Bros. Edition was released for the 3DS in 2015. The gameplay is in the tile-matching puzzle style, with random RPG elements thrown in. The player creates teams by picking from several enemies and allies, where the puzzle element determines how powerful your attacks are going to be. The Mario-themed appearances are strictly cosmetic, but oddly enough fit very well with the mechanics of the series. Most of the reviews state that the idea behind the crossover was good, but the average player won't be entertained by the gameplay, and felt as if the game's graphics were lazily done. I played the game back when it came out briefly, and it wasn't quite my cup of tea, but I was impressed by how unique it felt, and how it put a different spin on the puzzle genre. One crossover I never expected was when Minecraft and Nintendo collaborated to release Mario content exclusively on the company's systems. This free DLC is essentially a mod that adds over 40 Mario-themed skins, changes materials, weapons, blocks, and mobs to things that are found within the Mushroom Kingdom. I'm surprised a company like Microsoft would greenlight such an epic collab with Nintendo, but it does seem in recent times that companies are starting to open up and sharing their IP, leading to some crazy crossovers. The most recent Mario crossover isn't a video game, and is actually the brand new LEGO Super Mario that was initially released in 2020. Incorporating a really cool Bluetooth-enabled Mario character, you can freely interact with different sets and create your own unique levels. There's even a bit of a game where you need to see how many coins you can collect before the timer reaches 0. This is actually a pretty awesome collaboration that deviates from the normal LEGO building for aesthetic system to one that's way more interactive. It seems that this product is really popular, as they just announced the Luigi set coming out pretty soon in 2021. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy this one. If you did, please leave a like, comment below what kind of videos you want to see next, and of course, subscribe to my channel. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I do now have a join button on my channel, where if you become a member, you'll get early access to videos, and more direct contact if you want to talk to me. Also, I do have an Instagram at Copycat Gamer, where I upload some cool clips and items from my collection that you won't see anywhere else. Hope you guys all have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!